January 7th, 2026. A quiet residential street in Minneapolis, Minnesota. For the people living here, it was just another cold Wednesday morning. But in a matter of moments, this ordinary scene would become the site of a national tragedy. A tragedy that would take a mother from her family and raise profound questions about law enforcement and justice. This is the story of Renée Nicole Good, a 37-year-old mother, a neighbor, a U.S. citizen. She lived just a few blocks from where her life would be cut short. Those who knew her, her neighbors and friends, remember her as a deeply compassionate person, a loving partner, and a devoted mother to her 3 young children. Her world was her family, and her community was her home. On that morning, Renée was in her SUV when she was approached by federal agents. It was an immigration and customs enforcement operation. Video footage captured the chaotic and terrifying seconds that followed. Agents surrounded her vehicle, shouting commands. They ordered her to get out. As her SUV began to move, just seconds later, an agent opened fire. That agent was later identified as Jonathan Ross, an officer with ICE's Enforcement and Removal Operations Unit. As Renée's vehicle turned away from him, he fired his weapon 3 times. The SUV, now without a driver in control, continued down the street before crashing into a snowbank. The sound of the gunshots had shattered the morning quiet, replaced by the sounds of sirens. First responders rushed to the scene. They pulled Renée from the vehicle and desperately tried to save her life. She was taken to a local hospital, but it was too late. Renée Nicole Good was pronounced dead. She left behind her partner and their 3 children, a family now broken, their lives changed forever. Friends and family were left in shock, grappling with the loss of a woman they described as kind, generous, and full of life. They couldn't understand how a law enforcement operation on a residential street could end with a U.S. citizen, a mother, being shot and killed just steps from her home. The immediate aftermath was filled with confusion and grief. The incident sparked immediate outrage and calls for transparency. Community leaders and activists demanded answers. How did a routine enforcement action escalate so quickly and so fatally? Why was deadly force used when the vehicle was moving away from the officer? The official investigation began, but the process was slow and information was limited. The family, the community, and the public were left waiting for details, for accountability. The shooting of Renée Good became more than just a local news story. It ignited a national conversation about the tactics and oversight of federal law enforcement agencies like ICE. This case forces us to confront difficult questions. It highlights the potential for tragedy when heavily armed federal agents conduct operations in residential neighborhoods. It asks us to consider the training, the rules of engagement, and the accountability measures in place for these officers. Renée Good was not the subject of the warrant. She was an American citizen driving near her home. Her death is a stark reminder of the human cost behind the headlines. It's about a family that will never be whole again, a community searching for justice, and a country grappling with the power it grants to those who enforce its laws. The story of Renée Good is a call for us to pay attention, to demand answers, and to ensure that a tragedy like this never happens again. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please share it to help raise awareness. Follow our channel for more in-depth stories that matter.